and I thought today that I would do a video about our winter feeding program for our sheep. So I've had a few questions over the past few weeks with regards to this, so I thought I would just do a video just to explain what it is that we do here. So on our farm we run purebred Rideau Arcots, so a very prolific sheep, meaning lots of babies, lots of milk, and they're on an accelerated lambing program, which means that they need to be fed really well. Nutrition is definitely key here for these girls to produce really well for us. So we don't live in an area that gets a lot of rain, but last year we actually saw quite a bit. So the crops they took off were fairly decent. We decided to go with an alfalfa hay, some barley straw, and some whole barley. So we put all of that into a ration balancing software. We like to use Sheep Bites, and it gives us an idea about what our animals really need based on their stage of production. So all of our feed is tub ground, and I'll show you that in a minute. So we have a custom tub grinder come once a month and basically chop up what we need. There's varying lengths that you can get it, but I'll show you here in a second what ours look like. So we have a small TMR mixer that we used to use, but now we just simply have too many mouths to feed. So it doesn't chop nearly as quickly as we need it to. So we found that if we chop the feed beforehand, it just quickens things up a little bit. So feeding a TMR and chopped feed helps improve palatability for the sheep and reduces sorting and that kind of thing. So they clean up actually quite well with this method. So everybody is fence line fed, and based on what stage of production they're in, I adjust the rations accordingly. So I make a nice little handy Excel spreadsheet that I take with me, and it's got jotted down what everybody needs. So we lamb out every couple of months around here, so things change pretty quickly. So this just makes it easy for me to keep track of everything. So this is some barley straw chopped up here, and as you can see, it's decently chopped, but it's not super fine. I believe the length of this is about 2.5. We've kind of tinkered with it a little bit and have found that they clean that up best. So that's our straw there. And if you look back here, Risk is on show over there. We've got 4 of these big bins. So the guys can come, basically tub grind what we need. They're all full by the end of it, and then I just take what I need accordingly. So lots of people store this stuff in different ways. Like I said, we don't live in an area that sees a lot of rain, so we've tried tarping it and it just hasn't found that that's really worth it for us. But the one thing we do see a lot in this area is a lot of wind. So we built this wall here to kind of cut the wind when we're mixing our feed, and also to keep the feed from blowing away. So it works really well for us. We can come out and just grab what we need without finding all of our feed in the next field. So all of our rations are mixed together with our skid steer here and our J-Lower mixer. This is just the A100, but it's the self-propelled model, which we really like. We essentially use it as a feed cart. All of our sheep are housed outside all year, so this thing stands up to all kinds of weather and actually fares pretty decently in the snow. So for what we need it for, it works really great for us. The only additional thing that we do add is a customized mineral. So we like to vamp up a few things in our mineral, and we decided to transition to some chelated trace minerals. So really excited to see how that does. sheep are fence line fed, regardless of which pen they're in, and our lambing barn is also fed the same way. The other thing to note too is that our sheep are actually fed on the ground. So we've tried a few different feed bunks over the years, and this is the method that we found works best. Like I said earlier, we don't get a lot of rain here, so our feed does stay relatively dry. Oftentimes the first question I get is, well, doesn't that create a bunch of extra labor because you have to go and rake up the feed? For us, I mean, it gives us another opportunity to check on our animals. So I come out usually twice a day and check on anyone anyways, so I just quickly rake up what's left and they clean it up relatively well. So there really is no one way to feed sheep. I mean, there's so many different food sources out there, and it really just comes down to what's available in your area. We live in an area where there's a lot of grain farming and there's a lot of cattle feedlots. So really every year is a little bit different. We just have to take what we have available in our area, utilize our ration balancing software, and develop rations where the nutritional needs of our animals are met. So we have so many different pens here and so many animals, and we continue to grow, and they're all at different stages of production. The nutrition for them is just so important. I mean, our vet has always said that 90% of the health problems seen in sheep can almost always be directly related to nutrition. So we take that part really seriously, and we really try and feed them as best we can. But like I said, there's so many different ways to do this out there. This honestly just seems to work best for us. So however you feed your sheep and whatever you feed them, I mean, it doesn't take much for them to know you're the hand that feeds them and to love you for it. So cheers, everyone.